right, ladies and gentlemen, what it do, what it is. My name is Willis, Raburu, a.k.a. the Wild Willis, a.k.a. Wild LA, and this is the Manchester United Show. I would like to use this opportunity to say that Manchester United is the greatest team in the world, and anybody else who will say anything in this show after this is clearly not using his head, but using other wooden artifacts to represent his head. And therefore, this is an agreement. He will try to deny what I've said, but tushakubali prior. These are arrangements made prior to the show. He at heart, he's a Manchester United supporter, but to may agree for this session, akwe mtu wa Arsenal. So ladies and gentlemen, shut up boy! Nini nakusumbua?
Si hata unajua, ulifanya fasihi shule.
Sijui.
Ama nikae hapa.
Sina fasihi mimi.
Ningekaa juu ya meza,
Chambilecho wahenga.
Asiyejua kukaa juu ya meza, muite Manchester United.
Basi na pia aliye juu ngoje chini. Lakini mshazoea.
Hizo ni vitendawili za uchawi.
Hizo ni
na wivu ati aliye juu ngoje chini.
Hizo ni ukweli.
Mbona usipande juu? Una yeye huko.
Glorifying
laziness.
Lazima ni mgoje. Ndio akishuka ni mkanyage kichwa.
Ukiwa chini. Umkanyage kichwa ukiwa chini.
Chini ndio unapenda.
Yeah man.
Yes.
Move of fire.
Yeah man.
It was beyond the game. This is the only opportunity Manchester United fans have to speak. So we let them speak first. Because huko kwingine wamenyamaza ni kama hawajui mpira siku hizi. Wanajua siasa, wanajua weather forecast. Huyu Willis aliniambia ati mvua inaanza tarehe 15 October. He knows.
True.
He knows.
It's true.
I'm wondering.
Nafuata meteorological.
Umeondokea mpira. Sasa tuongelee weather.
Juu sasa kwa ball, tulikuwa tunajiuliza where did the rain start
beating you?
Hapo ndo tuko. Kaka unajua by the way, to be honest.
Yes.
There's a point I was watching the game. And I had forgotten what it feels like to win.
Yes.
Until recently. Then when I had the statistic that actually to mention that for the first time in Ruben Amorim's era, 3 home games back to back before the international break. But it was against Sunderland. Newly
promoted.
Yeah man.
And the other win was also, I think, was against Burnley.
Yes.
Yes.
And Sunderland first half, brilliant football. Second half,
mkawaramia.
Nani? Sunderland newly
promoted.
Where
do you see Manchester United finishing?
I don't see it. But anyway, so however, I think if and although Ruben Amorim alluded to it, we alisema hakuna momentum, because I would have loved that we win and then we have another game to win. But now we win, we take a break.
Yes.
Then we come back to Liverpool. Jamani,
shetani anawaandama.
Mimi kutenye na dread too is that I just hope this is not the game that Alexander Isak finally finds his footing. I hope so. But even if we don't have Isak, we're going to Ekitike. Now, of course, the Egyptian, Mo Salah. However, to answer your question, I still feel though we'll definitely do a top 10. I'm even thinking at a number 5. Then by my hesabu kidogo hivi tushinde ka trophy moja.
Kutoka uingie kwa mlango mpaka basi sijasikia harufu ya moshi.
Lakini vile unaongea.
Umeiwasha.
So unadhani hata top 10 hatutafika?
Hiyo unaongea ni foreign.
Top 10.
Bros, maybe number 11, 12.
Hapana bro.
Sasa
your team, let me tell you why. Let me tell you 3 reasons why.
Yes.
We will finish top 10 at least. 3 reasons.
Yes.
Number 1, Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes. Number 2, Mboma. Number 3, Benjamin Sheshko.
Yes.
Hao watatu tu watatusaidia.
Okay. Do you know in December mna lose Mbeumo?
2.
Anakuja kucheza AFCON. December yote.
Check it. Thank you guys very much. This has been Beyond the Game. What an amazing show we've had.
December amna Mbeumo, amna Ahmad. Amna Mazraoui.
Lakini tuko na Lemens.
Wesikia amna Mazraoui.
Tuko na Lemens.
Lemens ana shida, simulisha achilia mpaka hata Onana. So 3 key players. Ahmad, Mbeumo, Mazraoui.
In the place of Mbeumo, then we need Patios Kunya to step up.
He's been there. Has he been
we need him to step up. And I'm so happy that Mason Mount alifunga hiyo bao, because that's a sign that Mason Mount alianzishwa instead of Matias na alifanywa mama inside, brilliant.
Yes.
If you can get a working mount,
And an injured mount.
and an injured working mount,
Yes.
viable for 6
Ule wa
games,
Chelsea.
viable for 6 games, then Matthias pia acheze tu kwake, then of course Bruno aendelee. Na please, I don't know what's going on with Maino. Wawachane na hizi beef zao ndogo. Wamweke. Losing Masrui is definitely huge. But you saw one of the Premier League's highest players, highest paid players, Casemiro, ako pale. He just has a little bit of a kidogo to hotel kidogo, but he's doing his job. Pale tukishafanya Lemens.
Okay.
So, and actually 4 reasons plus Lemens. Plus Lemens.
Yes.
Those are the reasons why we'll win.
Yes.
We'll get to top 10.
It's unfortunate that hujataja nyinyi kama team. Why can't Manchester win as a team? Why can't Manchester lose as a team? There is always a scapegoat. Oh, ni Bruno.
Apana si Bruno ni system, they say.
Skia, okay. Now they are saying, hii system ya Amorim ya 3-4-3 haiwaka. Si ndio? Mvute Ole, mvute Ragnik, mvute Ten Hag. They were playing the 4-3-3 system. Was it working?
Yes.
How? Yes, what did it win you?
What did you win
in
us?
the league?
Arsenal in the league, okay. But did we get trophies?
You got the Carabao.
And the FA.
Those are not trophies.
Na nyinyi mkishinda zinakuanga nini?
Nothing.
It's
the Premier League.
Viumbe hafifu.
Baba, it's the Premier League trophy alone.
Na hiyo nyinyi mlishinda last nini?
Kitambo.
Bas.
Na kutoka tuishinda, you've been trying to do what we did then when we won it. Winning it unbeaten.
Na hiyo hakuna mtu atakayefanya.
Yes.
Hiyo imeisha.
Acha nikusalimia leo.
But is yours gold?
Yes. I'm the only one with gold.
The technician Arsene, I don't think, hey man, the way the competitive nature of football now, mwenye atafanya hiyo sidhani.
Abnormal.
It's abnormal.
Sasa vile ninakwambia system cannot be the problem. I think it's the personnel. The people you have.
People in terms of players and back room.
Everything. Because I remember Rashford did an interview akiwa Barcelona. He said, nyinyi mnasemaga Manchester is on a transition. But the transition has never started. Coach ukuja akitaka kuweka system yake anatolewa. Mwingine anakuja na system yake before ishike gone. Unaona? Kama sasa Amorim akikuja, Ten Hag alipewa chance ya kubuy players. Then Amorim akaachia players. Ten Hag amenunua, meaning the team can't buy again. They have to use hawa tu wako una get. So yeye kwa implement system yake it becomes difficult. Jupale Manchester clearly hakuna team ya kucheza 3-4-3.
Hakuna. That's what Luganda mse wenyu. Huyu angetusaidia.
Yes.
Na what is the midfielder Kabe?
Nani wa Brighton. Baleba.
Baleba.
Kutoka mumtaji amesahau kucheza bola. Pressure. When a big team
extra pressure
mentions you.
Thank you very much Didi. Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, hii tuna asante sana.
For the table. Asante.
You know?
Yes.
What tunasema ni kweli. Because and that's why I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe amesema sasa this guy watu wamesema Amorim must go akasema now ni honor. It's another thing. It was such and I think that's how you deal with the British press. Is when they keep on pushing and they will push. Unawambia cheki. This dude is on for 3 years and I'm going to give him his 3 years. He's going to do his 3 years. And he said, he literally quoted and said, we can't always ship somebody out when somebody from the media and press has like writes a bad article, surely. Then we'll be changing everybody. But, and that's important for 2 things for me. I think number 1 is important for the press to know, but very important is because of the way football imekuwa siku hizi, the players wanajiona hao ndo wanasema, they can determine. It's very important to hear the owner say, umsa kuna place anaenda. So you realize, then
we better
shape up because clearly, labda sisi ndo tuende sasa.
But you'll need at least 5 years. Klopp needed 5 years. Arteta needed 5 years to make the team competitive.
5 years before Klopp was so successful with his team? What was the engine of the person who actually built Klopp's players? Is Pochettino.
Yes.
Yenda aliwajenga, then sasa yeye nani akakuja akawachukua.
Same Rogers.
Nani wakachukuliwa pale.
Yes, from Southampton.
5 years.
That is what you need to be giving Amorim. So you have 5 years of suffering. Talking of suffering, when did you decide to start suffering? By supporting Manchester United. Ulijipata aje when fan wa Manchester?
Asante sana kwa swali muhimu sana. Ilikuwa mnamo actually I was in class 5. 4, 5, 6 hapo. And I remember one time I was watching some highlights somehow. I don't know, it was on TV somehow. I got to watch Eric Cantona. And bro, it's like he was gliding across the pitch. Like this guy, he's what do you call that thing? Where is it at your excellence? You know, kizungu sijui anaitanga panache, yani ile style, flow, flair, ile. And then just as you shine zilikuwa zinafika hapa sijui zinakaaje. But for you to shine with that kind of attire,
you must be good.
You must be good.
Yes.
And then now ndo nikaanza kufuata. And luckily for us those days we had DSTV. So I used to watch Supersport, and the highlight used to be number 1. They go, that's a beautiful goal from Emil Heskey. And then hapo ikaanza kwa Paul Scholes to Cole, over to York, Cole. Yeah! It's that perfect combination once again. Cole and York, a match made in heaven. So kutoka hizo days nikaanza kusema, and this was, now Cole aliingia 99, but roll it back about 9, mimi nilikuwa class 6, so nitasema age yangu, but anyway, nilikuwa class 6 98. So 95, I remember Cole alihata, I think we were playing West Ham. And that game was the one that was to determine whether we win the Premier League or not. And there was so much pressure on Ferguson. Cole akacheza just nyasi. Karatasi taka bandia. And he had been bought then. Was it? Man, that then was a huge deal. Was it $9 to $12 million? I think it was huge news. Then sasa ndo nani akaleta sasa York. And then Ferguson akabench huyo jamaa. So that's the time now I was like, what's going on? So I'm reading, I'm trying to look for this information on Supersport, okay, analyze. And they're talking about how Ferguson is a stand person, Cole has been benched. People are talking about York is the next big thing. Then our pressure on York because he's not performing. Then here comes York, who is, even if you watch the documentary in 99, yeah, man, he was always smiling. Game imekutia kwa nini? Lakini York akoto. Just happy. And that time, times are Roy Keane. Roy Keane was not a guy to be happy.
Not Bruno.
Huyo alikuwa anapigana, kuna siku Peter Schmeichel alijaribu hapo, alifanya kionana. Ati bole unakuja na ipantivu unaingia nayo. Bro. Alisomewa hapo. Hadi teammates ndio wanamseparate. Na anasema zile unpalatable, lakini unaanza tu unajua tu hapa ni matusi, amwambie wewe ni msempoa nakupenda unacheza poa, amwambie hivyo. What they used to call the hair dryer treatment. So that's when now I was like, hey, this team was presented to me like a team. I was say wanaji
ni mafighter
but especially Roy Keane, Yap Stam, then the defender, and then the brothers, the two Coles, Phil and Gary Neville's, the two Neville's. And then sasa uko mbele before hata Roro akuje. Man, Dwight York and Andy Cole. Mana watu walikuwa wanacheza. And that time I used to watch the game with my dad.
Yes.
Oh,
is he a United fan?
He is a United fan, but these days only does this. He calls me and says, Willis bwana. Naambia ni nini? Bwana, it's getting very difficult to support this team. Naambia bana wewe katu na sisi bana. Naambia no. These days bana. But he doesn't even watch these days.
And anafikiria kuvuka Arsenal.
Ile appointment. Ile because we used to be like if there's a game I would call him and say, "Dad, you're watching, hey." Siku hizi. Anasemanga anasikia tu, "Where are you?" I was watching football. "Oh, you're watching which game?" Manchester. Don't tell me.
Yes. Enough.
Is enough. But I know anafanya zile za lazima akuwa anaziona. Hawezi kuwa
akiona mulipiga Chelsea. Okay. Anasema
well, Chelsea is my brother's team.
Yes. How does he support Chelsea and you go to Manchester? You failed.
Let me tell you what, man. My brother now, he started supporting Chelsea the days of DDA and what was the name? Anelka. Those days. So that's the time when rivalry was hot. And those days Nicolas Anelka and the Toures.
Sema tu ni Mourinho time.
Mourinho time, yes. The special one
when he came and brought success.
Yes. Yeah, alipewa hapo Miela na Abramovich.
Yes.
I normally have another name for him, but I can't. It rhymes with each. But that's when I started loving the team.
Yes.
And by the way, shout out nikwambie nimejaribu kuacha hii team.
Yes.
It's not for lack of trying.
Yes.
But I've tried.
Team gani nyingine imekufurahisha ukasema mimi I'd rather I support this team?
For a time just because of success I was like wacha niende the neighbors bas.
Man City.
Haiwezi hata wakwe how sexy football, how many success. Haiwezi. Kwanza ile siku ya Aguero. They have just had first you will never have a moment like this again. Take it, drink it. And then kidogo side by side, picture in picture. They have just had the news at the Stadium of Light. Sasa wao kina Rooney wakitembea na Alex Ferguson wakijua hai wametushinda. Kikombe imeenda. Chopa sasa kinarudi side nyingine. I'll never ever. I don't know, I've tried attaching myself to success ya watu wengine. But siwezi.
Yes. Would you say supporting Manchester United has shaped you as a human being?
I would.
How so?
I am more patient. Now I know those phrases are good things take time. I am a philosopher. Supporting Man U will make you a philosopher. Good things take time. Stay the course. Quick fixes are not the best fixes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a bit too. Yeah.
And also sticking to your guns also.
Yes. Yeah. However, what I do like about Amorim is I like his, and also it could be sometimes I think people, and this happens to a lot of international coaches, I think wanafikiria kwa language yao, then they say it. So sometimes the delivery is not as you think, it comes off as arrogant. But when he tells you, like, for example, hey Ruben, coming after this win, do you think that you're going to have a little bit of momentum going forward? How important is it to have momentum going forward? I said, there's no momentum in this thing. Did you see us in the second half? And that is the thing. I don't talk to myself about the momentum. I just the thing that breaks my heart is that we don't win, because the players they do well in training, but they don't win. Honest cut.
Nakumbuka kuna siku Makazi alisema game za Manchester zingekuwa zinachezwa vile vijana upiga zoezi. Manchester ingekuwa inashinda ligi unbeaten.
My friend.
Wanao nyaka zoezi wanapiga zoezi fiti sana. Wakikuja kwa kiwanja wanaamua bana nyinyi mafans mko wote kuwatch the game.
Let me ask you a question also hapa hivi before. Let me sasa niulize swali. I have a question.
Ask.
Because Barack Obama says you can have your own opinion but you can never have your own facts.
Yes.
Now it's becoming very apparent. One time is a fluke. 2-3 times then there is something that we need to talk about.
Yes.
Let's start with Scott McTominay. We can call can you call his performance at Manchester United? Let's say slightly above average.
Yes.
Slightly above average, right?
Yes.
Goes to Napoli.
His prime year.
He is Uko in the stars.
Yes.
And that was, for me, was like, okay, he did his thing.
That's Scott anyway.
Scott. Bro, sasa ile yenye sasa inanishangaza. Rasmus Hojlund. Oh my goodness. Jama, it's like literally kukua mkebe huku, then ukukue trophy. Like one man's she treasures another man's career. What do you think is the challenge? Because I feel like, and it happens a lot of Manchester United players. Bro, hata Onana alipata clean sheet.
Na amechukua man of the match nje.
Imagine.
Kutoka ende.
Onana.
Onana mwenye yani. Nakona mpaka assist.
Do you know he gave me elements for the first time in my life? I was like, wow. Goalkeeper anashika ball. Akae nayo chini, atulie. Hata alale nayo. These things are possible.
Kama imeenda.
Ulikuwa na So is it that, because I know for one factor, of course, for Napoli, is it Napoli? No. Yeah, Napoli is KDB now. So is it that, but we have Bruno. Is it delivery? Is it system?
No, I will answer you. Umesema philosophy. Sindio? You see a diamond. A diamond. Kwa mtu ajui, diamond ni nini? Ni mawe. You get, if I give you a diamond today and you don't know what it is, you will see it as a stone, a rock. Yenye uta value. So pale Manchester, the entire management in Manchester haijui kushikilia talent. You can go back kabisa, uangalie maplayer kama kina Falcao,
Radamel Falcao, Angel Di Maria.
Di Maria akitoka Manchester akaenda Flob akaenda PSG. Akaenda akawaka moto huko. Unagete watu wanatoka Manchester wanaenda wanashinda.
I mean even Ronaldo.
Na what? Yes.
Ronaldo amereceive carbon fiber trophy. Best scorer of all time.
Unagete. So talent management has an issue at Old Trafford. And that is what ina affect vijana. Unaona, there is a way you deal with everyone differently. You cannot have one way of dealing with everyone. Kuna kijana anataka kuwa pampered ndio acheze ball. Kuna kijana anataka tough love ndio acheze ball. Get?
So is that a manager thing? Or manager, assistant coach?
Manager, assistant coach, technical bench. And that one starts with the ownership of the team. Because management comes to implement ideas of ownership ya team. Unaget, if ukisoma kitabu ya Ancelotti akiwa Chelsea, anasema is when he realized that you might have your own philosophy but the team has a philosophy. Follow that philosophy. Yeah, don't bring your philosophy here. Follow the team's philosophy because he tried implementing his, akafutwa kazi. Na ameshinda league.
Ndio mambo ya nani? Mambo ya Luis, ni Luis nani ule? Ule wa Barcelona.
Yes.
The president.
Exactly.
Very strict.
That's
and
it.
Real
so
as well.
Team icon. So what is happening at Manchester? Because it is manager after manager after manager, the philosophy team.
So is it the Glazers?
That needs to change. Yes, it's the Glazers. And the day they leave Manchester, you will see change.
Na nimesikia
kuna rumor wanaweza uza, wanaitisha 5.6.
Yeah.
The moment they leave is when you will see change. Because right now the DNA yao ina trickle in. Nyumba yako inakaa kama wewe.
Basi nyumba yangu iko sawa.
Yes.
But it's true, man, because that thing baffles me a lot. I wonder, dude, how many managers have we had? Even that Napoli manager, nani? Who's the manager?
Conte
wa Chelsea. And he's pushing those, and he's using the same set of players.
Akiwa Tote, he was not winning, sindio?
Yes.
And he said, hii ni shida ya management, like ya ownership.
What's his name, that guy?
Levy.
I don't like him. Levy, Dan Levy.
Alisema hii sasa, when does it ever become his problem? You clearly, ni yako na hizi mashi, so you can tell it is the ownership in a trickle down. Arsenal imeanza kuka competitive sahi when Kroenkes have decided to change their ways, and now they can be competitive in the market and buy. But hapo kando nakumbuka Kroenke alisemaga yeye hana oil wells. Msimwambia nunue players. Yeye yuko Arsenal kushinda trophy.
In fact,
there's a business. He's making money.
There are 4 seasons where the manager was maintained as Arsenal because Arsenal was saving them money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unaelewa. So, but the day they have decided to change their ways, team imeanza pia kuoneshana inaweza compete. Unaona?
I can't even repeat what you said, but it's
aya Manchester. Ulijionea peke yako. Mzee pia ana support Manchester. Umesema kulikuwa na DStv nyumbani.
Na
Mali pia ana support Manchester.
Yeah, by default. Tata iko na uniform nimevaa.
Why you condemning him to pay?
No. You said 5 years. So after 18 at a peak, but between 5 and 18. But then we realized the statistically, the what we call the Gen Z, most of them support Man City.
Yes.
Because they've
Success.
never seen, and Arsenal, because they've never seen
Manchester ikikaa vizuri.
Manchester ni rao.
But wanaona success.
But wanaona success.
Yeah, and success in our attract, of course. And you won't blame them. So pia mali usimlazimishe.
Hali anaweza kuja woma niambia ati ya Haaland.
Yes. Let him do that. Wacha ongelee Haaland, ongelee Foden, ongelee Doku.
Naombianga huyu Davy hapa. One of the, and I told him by then, you guys, sawa, you talk about Rodri and all these things, but there's a boy there called Phil Foden.
Yes. An amazing boy. Ni vile tu la season alidip. Which is alishinda player of the season, alafu akadip. Which sometimes inaweza happen. Never know, mtu anaweza kuwa na mashida zake nyumbani, ameshindwa kudeal nazo zinaonekana kwa kiwanja.
Pep.
Ubezeba nyumbani kulikuwa DStv.
Yes. Guys,
hebu niambie shida za kitajiri. Ni shida gani nyinyi? Wewe unasema shida gani za kitajiri? Okay, zile shida wewe una consider ni shida ulipitia.
Well,
sisi tukaenda kuwatch ball pale imeandikwa nje na chalk.
Nini versus nini?
Arsenal versus nini?
Then wakichange wanafanya
5 shillings. Wanaandika hapo.
Man. Nashukuru sana mzae. Mzae alifanya kazi fresh. Because I remember me grew up watching a lot of my language, English, dialect, pronunciation, enunciation is because of I was exposed to TV, movies, nini. Nakumbuka nikawatch Lion King. Na nikisikia kwa song inasema meticulous planning. The cave of denial is simply why I'll be king undisputed, respected, saluted. Big words. I'm like, what are these people saying? So now my dad had bought us a dictionary, so naenda hapo naangalia meticulous. Oh, nikupanga vizuri. Okay. Undisputed. Oh, not contested. Okay. So that's what I used to go through. Now, lakini sasa shida ikakuja hapa. Baba yangu alitushika mkono, shika mkono. Ikifika, now I think he was also trying not to make us spoiled.
Yes.
So for example, you would never go to my dad and say, I want you to buy me a football. It was how much is the football? You tell him the football is around 1,000. Like, what is around 1,000? How much is it? You tell him, okay, it is 599. Like 500? Atoe 50? Akupatie 22? Na shilingi 1, 2, 3 Yes. Exact. And then when I went to campus, alikuwa anatuambia, sitaki kupatia pocket money ya kuwaste. So he tell me how much is food. So kulikuwa na ile code 30. Ya Moi University code 30 ilikuwa which I still have today, chapati beans. So you would say, would you be comfortable eating code 30? So you could switch. Kwa ugali nini, but code ni 30. From 30 to 33 were the cheap ones. So nakwambia, so ideally you're spending, na hiyo 30 ilikuwa 30 bob. So nakwambia, so it's 30 bob. Okay. Great. So let's assume you're eating 30 bob every meal. So 30 times 3, 90. 90 times 30, 27. Not 270. 90 times 30,
900 times 3. 900 times 3, 2,700.
Yeah, 2,700. Sana kwambia, very good. 2,700 times 3. Anakukauntia, anasema sasa hii ni pesa yako ya food. Shika. Okay. Tuseme unataka what is transport? How much is it between Keses to town? Ilikuwa 30 bob. 50 bob walipandisha kwa nasikata tuli strike.
You are 20 bob.
Anakwambia, how often do you go? Because now my uncle lived in Eldoret town. So anakakaleti hiyo anakupatia pesa yako. Then now what he used to call miscellaneous. Hivyo. But that was okay. So he supported us all the way. But the moment I turned 18, until January of this year, from 18 until January of this
year,
my dad has never sent me a coin. because my brother, my family, my sister, my brother-in-law and my sister came, they were studying in the US and they came back home. So I was living with them in Lang'ata. So kuja Nairobi nikaenda kuishi nao Lang'ata. Kutakiwa time tu nilifika, umefika? Uko na sister yako? Aya. That was it. That was it. Oh, daddy, see, no, talk to your sister. Sister yangu pia unajua sasa adjust. She's starting a new job. So she's not like ready to throw cash around. Yeah. So she's giving me like, okay, what's your transport kufika Royal Media? So for the week you need 200 bob. Shika. Unangangana pale unaenda una fika afya center. Unangoja gari ijae za Lang'ata. Unaenda Lang'ata. Sasa hiyo time pia nilikuwa na DM, alikuwa America. Na hiyo time internet ilikuwa expensive. Nimekumbuka 1 bob pa nini. So naenda kuchat naye pale na pia kulikuwa na app nyingine inaitwa Mix It. But data was so expensive. So nilikuwa nasema okay, because of love. I know love. Baby don't hurt me. Sasa nilikuwa nafika Nyayo. Nashuka. Napiga kiguu my friend. Hadi uko juu kaburini. Ndio nilikuwa na pesa ya kuingia kwa cyber kuongea na demu wangu jamaenda majuu. Then one day, here come this girl. Come up on, I say, oh babe, I have something to tell you. At what? I said, there's this guy I kissed. You kissed the guy? I am walking from Nyayo to Nyayo nifika pale makaburini so that you can kiss a guy. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. I'm walking.
Yes.
To get money ya cyber.
Yes. Uzuri ulikuwa karibu na graveyard.
It died. That's when the relationship died. Nikaizika huko.
Guys, you jinxed it.
Sitaweza.
At that moment you feel like.
So I felt so nilisikia vizuri.
Naanza kusweat chini ya viatu.
Nilisikia vizuri, like I remembered all the days because unatembea kuna time hata hiyo House of Grace ya David Muredi ilikuwa hapo place Davis iko, so myself and Jackie Maribe tulikuwa tunaishi around those areas. That was our stage. So mimi nilikuwa naenda kuna place inaitwa Jonathan Ngeno na Jackie alikuwa anaishi somewhere huko ndani. So I remember I would walk sometimes until there and then ask Jackie ani wanipush sasa niende mbele kidogo, ama Hussein Mohamed alikuwa anakuja, yeye alikuwa anaishi Maada, so anani drop huko juu then yeye anaenda Maada, ama asubuhi I make sure that by 7:30 niko Timol, ndio either Hussein Mohamed ama my other boss alikuwa anaitwa Boniface Mutaha ani pick up ndio tuende. So from 18 hapo ndo my dad alisema bwana wachana, but other than that I would say sita pia nikisema hapa nikitafuta shida
usitafute
itakuwa sasa I'm not nearing the Lord. The Lord blessed us.
Actually hao watu wenye utakaa glorify shida, mimi uko na shida nao. Unaona why should you be apologetic of kulelewa fit?
Mimi bro, I don't think I've ever said this anywhere else. But I grew up with bodyguards.
My God.
My dad had chase cars.
My God.
Imagine.
Bro. Kumbe tunakutesa hiyo.
Unaona, sinakwambia. After 18 hapo. My dad alisema, "Oh, give you this time at OG save, OG prepare. Now go ye. Watch the world."
But your dad was a powerful man, yeah?
Yes.
You nzia ya Moi, kugua PC.
Yes.
It was a county.
So county, so like now
in the provinces.
Yes, it was provinces. So
8 provinces.
So ideally my dad would be in charge of like 4 counties. Basically, yeah. And it was so intense because I remember sometimes I would ride with him in the car. So tuko kwa motorcade ya president. So if the president comes to your place, let's say ako Kisumu.
Umesema uko kwa motorcade ya president?
Any. Daniel Rap Moi. Tulikuwa pale hivyo. So the president comes to your province.
Yes.
Sasa kama Nyanza. So the next province inaanza Kericho. So imagine as the provincial commissioner and all the administration, munakaa kwa motorcade, mkifika kwa border pale ya Kericho ndio muna stop. Sasa PC wa
huko ana take over. Yes.
Ana take over. Yeye unajua yeye ametoka Nakuru meanwhile.
Amekuja kuangoja.
Amekuja kuangoja Kericho, ndachukue sasa aende na yeye hadi Kabarak.
How was life hiyo switch. Unasema umegrow poa, uko na bodyguards, umezoea ukitembea ukiangalia hivi nyuma kuna watu, ukitaka kitu ndio hii, si ndio? Sasa umeachiliwa na mzae wewe jitegemee. Si ndio? At no point did you feel baba yako anakuchukia ama amekutelekeza?
No, I think my mom had a lot of kunisaidia in terms of just grounding us, even in spite of all these things. She used to always tell me that, hey, you know, this job, these cars and all these things, these are your dad's stuff. You need to work out to be you. And that's why most of the people who know me from campus know me as Willis Wayne. They don't even know the Raburu part, because I was like, oh, man, I don't want these people to judge me based on who they think my dad is. So most people call me Wayne. Anybody anaita Wayne na John mso campus. Unaona. So my mom really grounded us. And I'm not saying it's a bad meal, but traditionally till today, Raburu households across Kenya, in Raburu households, the main guys, wacha sasa tier 2.
Yes.
Sisi, wacha tier 2 na tier 3.
Yes.
Tier 1, kwa nyumba za Raburu zote, Sunday ni githeri. Standard. All houses, whether you're in Nairobi at your uncle's or you're in Homa Bay or Kisumu, kila mtu anakula githeri. Na nyuka. Oh, sorry. Nyuka ina ngocha is porridge. Uji. Izo. That's how we were, man. But I do actually thank God for that upbringing, and then I also thank God because I think what my dad alinifanyia ni ile what the eagles do to their young. Kwa nest, they push you out. Now you know the eagles nest ni kuko juu.
Yes.
They push you out so you can learn to fly. Yes, ukienda unaona kuanguka wanakuchukua, they take you back, but then they push you out again until you get your own wings. I needed that shock. Bro, but nilikuwa nasikia, man, my fellow, there's a time I was in school with another PC's son. And this is like 2 or 4, 5, 6 huko in high school. Sasa kesi tumeingia kwa inaitwa nini kwa dormitory. Kesi imeshika. Do you know what was happening?
Yes.
I won't say the name, but this PC's son was found with money in his box. This is a metal. Automatic thought of the principal and the teachers, this guy has stolen this money or has been stealing this money. Do you know how much it was? Then 300,000.
Mtoto wa shule.
Mtoto wa shule.
Akona ngiriso 3.
My friend. Na mimi ukumbuke mimi nimehesabiwa. How much is bread?
30 shillings.
How many bread are you eating? Times. Unakumbuka? So sasa see, because now even me was a son of an administrator, so tukapelekwa wote hapo mbele. So they call this guy. He says, hi sir, we've just found your son with some money. Do you know the first question that PC asked?
Yes.
Imeisha niongeze?
Allah.
I said, people are living different lives here. People are living different lives here.
Hey.
I'm like, how you give a guy 300,000?
Mtoto wa shule. High school kwanza. Na anapigiwa simu anasema kama
na anaitele unakumbuka zile Jambo Junior account. Unaweka tu shilingi. Mimi nilikuwa nayo. Nimeweka tu shilingi twangu hapo. I'm ready to break it ndio ifunguke. Mtu akona 300 nguize.
Hata walimu wote walimshika, hakuna mwenye kona hiyo pesa.
Sasa so that the guy was trying to explain that it was something about he needed to pay fees and they have a farm hand and a farm there, and he needed to pay the money. He was hiding something from his wife. It was a long story, give or take. So the money was not all his anyway, but the fact that he was there, I don't even think he understood how much money is there. Because even the principal was trying to count to us, dude, this is people's salary here. Pesa farifari. Unajua pia tujawahi ona zimeshikana hivi. Na hii ni then ziko na kale ka nini. Tune to band. I was like, what's going on? First of all, I didn't even think I knew how to count up to 300,000. I was like, all right, let's do it in tens. But then, when I went home and I was telling my mom this story, she was like, hey, you know, people are different, houses are different. And I think if my mom would have allowed us to go that way, because that person now, I know that particular person, you got yako sawa, ameenda rehab mara kadhaa. And that's not to say that you're not supposed to give your children best because you work for them anyway. It's just measured. I mean, somebody once explained and said that, hey, as much as I love my son today, if I am to buy a Rolls Royce, or even the car that I'm driving now, if I can't just now because I love him, I just nimpatie kids. That is sawa, enda, all of 4 years old. So see, you measure. It is your duty as a parent to measure. And I think that's what my parents were inside kufanya. As much as you, sometimes, and you know, over time, when I would hear people talk about their life circumstances, and as I'm talking about mine, so I would say some things, and I was like, what? Like there's this joke of Eddie Spears, and they're going to say, in the black community back in the projects, and they had, and so we had all these white friends, and they was like, hey, don't let your mama talk to you like that. So what do you do when your mama talks to you like that? You know, sometimes my mama gets so angry at me, she sends you to my room, and then the black people are like, oh, you have a room? You know, like sometimes when you're having conversations and I'm trying to tell people things, I have to kind of slow down because of that. Yes. But then again, is to realize what you've said. It's also not to shy away from the fact that I was blessed enough to live that life. And I now have the onus is on me to make sure that my children live that life.
Or better.
Or better. And that I also explain to them, just like Paul says in the Bible, that you need to learn to abase and abound. There are low moments and there are high moments. Our parents were very keen on showing us their low moments. Walikuwa na feature sana. Some would say, but you know, I remember I was saying how in the beginning of the year, my dad would come and ask, hey, what is your fees this year? They said, what is your fees this semester? This term, sorry, I say this amount. Give me the fee structure, so wanatanga fee structure yote. Anachukua fee structure chako, anaweka bankers check, the whole amount. Anakwambia sasa mimi tumemaliza story yangu, kazi yako ni kusoma. And I honor my dad for that, because doing that today, even for my own children, I was like, whoo, hamuna lipa pole pole. You know, so some of those things inspire me really now looking back. And I hope it inspires somebody else as well, just to be, if your father or your parent wasn't that to you, try to be that for your children.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about love.
Love?
Yes. Because it's a beautiful thing. Your understanding of love before you ever got married.
Before I got married, okay.
Yes, before you got married, your understanding of love as a young man. And love and relationships. Sindio? And after you got into a relationship, ni nini ulipata was so different from what you thought?
The sex was really limited, man. I thought we'd be at this thing, kama ile dose ya medicine, 3 times a day and 5 times on Sunday. Then you realize, oh, kuna ma body systems, hormones, kuna life in general, kuna working the brain from the morning. You know, there's a lot of things involved in it. But then also you can't equate, love is not equal to sex.
But sex is a big component of love.
It is a big component of it. So my understanding, again, my dad was staunch Christian. So even going to campus, my dad told me, and I've said this story before, my dad told me, hey man, if you go to campus, you have sex, you'll die. But then man, if you have sex, you'll die. You'll get the ukedis.
Yes. And you'll be gone.
Yes. Ama tu mimi niko na tu ukifanya tu check out. Hey, shock on me. Shock on me when I did it the first time.
Yes.
And I was sleeping in bed like, whoo. Right, I guess. All right, it's been real, folks. Let me just okay, all right. Then I wake up like, wait a minute. I am immortal. So just young.
Yes.
So nikamisha huyu dem nikamwambia, oh yeah, let's do this again, man. We are dealing with immortality.
This is Zeus right about now.
Zeus is up in this man. So it's but you see, those are notions that back then the bars and the beats conversation as it wasn't happen. But even though ilikuwa. So for me, love was what I saw my parents do. Love was provision. I mean, my dad loved me, so he's paying for me school fees. My dad loves me, so he's giving me this type of environment. And somehow I just can't wait to get into this thing because I'm going to be having sex a lot. So those are my initial thoughts about it. Then I got into a relationship. Then I realized it's a little bit more, I think it's giving more of yourself. In terms of your time, your understanding. And even in the beginning, still it was just like, I'm in a DM. Tukimaliza class, tunatembea pamoja, hang out pamoja. So it was just hanging out, spending time. What would have been, at that time, uyo language of like yake. Mine is physical touch, hence like, we gotta get down, you already know. Yeah. So but I thought it's very, nikisha kulipia vitu si nimekusota. I mean, that's what my dad used to do, right? After tumehang out ni sawa. Wewe unafaa, hanging out automatically means you should have sex. But not, maybe tunaweza watch movie, tunaweza nini. And when you're going through problems, I should sit down and listen and talk to them. Then now later, I being a Christian, sasa nikaona, okay. So 1 John 4:8b says, he who hates his brother does not know love, because God is love. It doesn't say it's like love. It is an example. It says God is love, which means God is like a synonym of love. God is love. So if you go to 1 Corinthians 13, it says love is patience, love is kind, love is long-suffering, love is enduring. So then you can replace love with God. So God is patient, God is kind, God is what? So I always say that if I tell somebody I'm in love with you, it means I'm in God with you. It means whatever God says about you, I'm in agreement with. If he says you're a success, you're great, if he says you deserve to be treated with honor, respect, then that is, I agree with that. And that then becomes what love is. An agreement of the person who, because the person who created you, ndo akona manual yako. Saizi, if this shirt, ianze kuraruka hapa inashidi, niweka kwa maji siku moja, ingia sasa itoshane na shati ya mali. I'll call Adidas and like, yo, this shirt you made me is not working. How come nimeweka tu maji kidogo imeshrink? So if something is not working, then you go back to the person who created you has the manual.
Yes.
And has given you a manual of how to treat things and the way he is creating things. So me, I go back, I fall back to that. Nowadays, I equate. And then, I've said it before, I learn a lot from even my kids. So my kids' teachers always say, learn to listen, number one on the mouth. So now I'm learning to listen more. Yes, to what is being said and what is not being said.
So that change, ilikujaje? Like, is it mara ya kwanza tu, though you became who you are, hivyo?
Heartbreak.
Yes. How?
The change came from heartbreak, from somebody I loved, what I would call 100%, and who broke my heart.
Ule wakiz?
What?
Wakiz ule mwenye...
Huyo pia lakini pia lenite. Guy.
Sio huyo.
Wewe, huyo pia lenitenda, huyo wa Amerika.
Yes.
Huyo kwanza alafu hizo siku.
Lakini kaka ile tusipokuwa mafala sasa, ile tunaongea tu ukweli. Wewe uliona unaweza date mtu kwa Amerika ukiwa Kenya. Mdem, a young girl. Ako Amerika wewe kwa Kenya.
Sasa siku.
Ama ulikuwa una plan kuenda huko?
Sikuwa niko hivyo. Okay, my siblings are all there.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I would not. Right now, I can't do long distance. I will go with you.
Yes.
We go together. Or now anyway, now I have my 5-year visa. I can go and visit. It's okay. That's okay. I can come and see you there. But your time, I was naive. I was believing in this. It was all a dream, kind of thing.
Okay. So you had to break him to depend 100%.
Ilinivunja bwana. Pale nikienda pale kwenye road show pale, only to find out akona mtu mwingine.
God damn.
So that really broke me completely.
Okay. Sasa wewe ndio umeleta hiyo story. Mimi si. Lakini umeileta nitaiongea. Ni wewe umeileta. Mimi nilikuwa nimefanya nini?
Umetulia.
Nilikuwa nimeskip. Tell me about it. Ile heartbreak ushawaipigwa proper. Yenye unakaa wewe unasema yenyewe huyu. Alikuwa amechora.
Sini abayo kaye hata karibu kikamba. Osa kindu. How do you say ile kitu wena mwaki mwingi? A lot of fighting.
Yes.
Hey.
What happened?
So I think it was way back waiting.
Yes.
Mambo ilikuwa sawa, tunapanga mambo, kila kitu iko sawa. Tumepanga we are getting ready to go into the team.
Yeah, like mmepanga unaenda kwa udem kwa wazazi wake. Uwaambie mimi niko serious na daughter wenu, I want to marry her. Kujiintroduce sasa.
Then kutoka hivi.
Yes. Kutoka wapi?
Kutoka sasa tuseme tuko kwa room hivi.
Yes. So mshaenda kwa kina dem.
Tushaenda tuko na introduce wewe niko sage hivi.
Mko kwao sasa na wazazi wake. Okay.
Kutoka rununu. Amewacha rununu pale.
Mkiwa huko tu?
Huko tu.
Yes.
Willis nani? Nikaangalia rununu.
Yes.
Pale nikaona pale kwenye messages.
Yes.
Akiambia hata huyu mtu mwenye ako nayo akimwambia vitu zenye hata siwezi rudia hapa. Nikasema ni mtu nimekuja kuomba
kumwoa
mkono yake kwa Marie. Haizuru.
Kaka, uko nje Nairobi.
Bwana.
Kwa kina dem.
Bwana.
Umechukua simu.
Bwana wewe.
Hakuna mtu mwingine hapo.
Bwana wewe.
Kumbe wewe ndio kwa relationship yao.
Na
amekubali kuleta baba kwa wazazi wake.
Hi.
How was the journey back? Okay, ulimwambilia hapo kwanza. Did you confront her?
Not at all. I've not been now I speak more, but back then I was not a confrontational guy. Niliwacha.
Umesema your bodyguards used to do that for you.
Niliwacha your story. I was like, it's okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
How was the journey back?
It was, I think for me, when such things happen, I think there's a threshold of pain that numbs you. You become numb to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you do kiwa poa?
I was the one driving. Lazima ningekuwa poa. Ningeingiza watu kwa nini?
Ushaona ile meme ya jamaa na drive. Alafu ameenda ako 140. Mabeza anamwambia buda tulia, slow down. Usikia amesema maze udem. Hadi kaenda kwao. Yari kwa late.
Na speedometer imefika 260. You know kijit. But
yes.
I mean now we talk from time to time. We are cordial. Tuko tu sawa na yeye. An amazing person, by the way. Hiyo ilikuwa tu your time too.
Yes.
Everybody was learning. She didn't know better. I probably didn't know better. We probably weren't ready. But Sai, an amazing person.
Pia sio mzuri kukaa kwa njia ya mtu akitafuta soulmate wake.
Kwenye soulmate jamani.
Wacha mtu apate mtu wake.
Kila mtu na demu wake.
Even after that you still went ahead and got married.
No,
not with her, of course.
Yes.
You got married later.
Yes. Yeah, later.
It didn't scare you.
Let me tell you something, and this is something I think I either picked up from I believe I picked it up from my dad. I don't like to generalize. For example, because I faced a heartbreak, or because it's public knowledge I got divorced, it doesn't mean now that I do not like the institution of marriage. I still believe in it, 100%. It's just that at the time, for me, that one didn't work out. That doesn't mean that marriage is bad. My parents, August 5th, 2025, have been married for 47 years. So how do I tell people who've been married for 47 years, of course circumstances different, that marriage is not a thing. Yeah, so it's not the institution. It is individuals. Same case, just because this present government has messed up affordable housing, etc., it doesn't mean those are bad ideas. It's just the people implementing them are doing it the wrong way. So that doesn't mean we stop believing in affordable healthcare or affordable housing. You just get these crazy people out the way, and let's put in people who believe in the thing.
Yes.
So I always say that the systems are actually, there are people running the system, unless now probably in the future when it will be AI, blah, 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 machine learning. So the same thing is, you can't say, because I faced a heartbreak, all men are dogs, woof, woof. Or all ladies are the letter after A that ends with a H. Just because of one. But that was one person. It's not a representative of everybody. So I still do very much believe in the institution of marriage.
All right.
Yeah.
What lessons would you say you picked from that marriage? Because if you didn't pick anything, because there's a word I don't use. People say a failed marriage. It is only a failed marriage if you didn't learn from it. Then that is when it was a failure.
I think
so. What things did you learn from it?
Is to learn to listen and learn to communicate. Communication is not complete until there is feedback. Yeah. So say what you mean and mean what you say, and then learn to listen. Very important.
Na would you say inakusaidia nao kwa maisha yako?
Sana. Granted, if I'm being honest, I feel there's a, it's a work in progress. But saizi inanisaidia sana. Inanisaidia sana. Yeah. Yeah.
About your career.
Wacha nijiongee.
Jibanje mtu wangu. Ukisoma hiyo time yote ukiwa kampo nini, ama hata ukiwa mtu hiyo time ulikuwa watu wengi end up kufanya kwenye buda wanafanya. Si ndio? So ideally one would think you'd end up in administration. Si ndio? So how did you end up in media?
Defiance. Rebellion. For me, because of my dad, and you have to understand, this was also a time when there was no social media, but then my dad was relatively known because of the way the news would depict him and people, etc. So I always wanted to just carve out a life without his shadow. So that's why, like I said, in campus I went by Willis Wayne, and people would call me that. And so for me, from when I was 7 years old, nilikuwa nasoma my mom gazette, nikamwambia mimi nitakuwa kwa TV. And also the reason I want to be on TV is this guy who is on TV, Hamisi Tembo, Njore Mwaura. Wakikuja kwa TV, my dad ananyamaza. This is the guy who mtu hata hawezi akisimama hapa kumwongelesha, my dad can continue doing something.
Yes.
Until he tells this guy, sawa unaweza fall out. Huyo jamaa atasimama hapo. But ikifika time ya news, the person there is the one is stopping everything kumsikiza. Because but then the powerful guy is that
one on TV.
That's the one I want to be. That's the guy. Huyo ndo mtu mimi nataka kuwa sasa. So I used to tell my mom, maybe one day I'll be on TV, and I would read the newspaper to her and all this. But my dad wanted me to do IT. Nah, I'm gonna push, nataka fanya IT, that's the next frontier, media is saturated, nini. But I knew I need to tell stories, I need to talk, I need to communicate. And I made myself a promise that I must do this thing. And then I must do it without his help. Because again, if I go to administration, let's say I would have decided, it would be very easy for me to pick up the phone and say, hey, mtoto wangu ndo ule, anakuja hapo mpatie kazi. I wanted to feel where he had no influence at all. Like, so that if I make it, it is because of Willis Raburu. Not because of Peter Raburu. Peter Raburu has had his time. So if I was to go to Saizi, ungenisikia ati, what can I say of Kina Mudavadi and the Kalonzos, or their parents, and they did what. If they have to carve, you have to carve a niche for yourself. And that's why I wanted this field that I love, you have no control over. Even if I need IT, my dad would have picked up the phone call and called maybe mdosi wa KRA. Commissioner, mtoto wangu wako hapa hivi mfanya IT, mweke kwa department ya IT. Ama angepiga simu anywhere else if I did what he wanted. So, Mr. President, niko na mtoto wangu hapa. Pea kazi. Breaking news out of Nairobi Rais. At the time, Daniel Totich Raboy leo katika ikulu ya Nairobi amemteua Willis Raburu kwa katibu mkuu.
Katibu mkuu kwenye wizara.
Wizara ya IT. I didn't want that because I felt it would be unfair to him to have raised a son over all these years, giving me education, giving me time, giving me resources, then also give me a job. Hapana bwana. Kwani mimi maisha yangu ni nini kwa hiki tu? And then my siblings had already been in the US and have done all these studies and done all these things, and that's great. But even they had to fend for themselves. My dad, hiyo post yake 18. It applied to everybody. After 18, go ye and prosper.
Yes.
You see. So I wanted to carve out something for me. And that's why I went into media.
Perfect. And you went and conquered.
Yeah, man.
You are sasa kuita vibaya. Like the no nonsense attitude.
Yes.
Ya kukataa kubebwa ndogo. Ilitoka wapi?
Kutumiwa vibaya.
Kukataa kutumiwa vibaya.
Si ndio hiyo, ilitoka kwa kutumiwa vibaya.
Ulitumiwa vibaya.
Mara mingi.
Aje.
Aya. So I realized that I never used to speak up in my relationships and even at work sometimes. Now, but over the years I was listening to these people who I perceived to have made it. So your Farida Karones, your Washiras, SK Masharias, Joa Geos, all these people at the time, Hussein Muhammad, Michael Jenga, all these people had just a little bit of defiance. There were critical, pivotal moments in their life where they had to make a decision that was going against the grain. And the result of them going against the grain and making it themselves was that they made a name for themselves. And now when you mention in the media circles Farida Karone, you're like, no nonsense. Ule anapanga, ule ako hivi. When you mention a name in any other field, there is what they say, your reputation precedes you. Yeah. So I figured out that these people who I'm following and I love and I think are doing well, they made it because they stood on their own 2 feet and they didn't take, for lack of a better word, crap. And that the person who's going to fight for you the most at any one given time is you, because you know yourself, you know what you want, and you're not willing to shortchange yourself. You know that I'm supposed to be here. So if I'm operating here, it is because of a collection of my decisions that is keeping me here. But I know I'm supposed to be up there. So what is this between here? What's the thing that I'm supposed to do to get me there? And sometimes it is what you call your no-nonsense approach, where you understand who you are, whose you are, and the value that you bring to the table. Whether it is backed up by numbers, backed up by even just the way you make people feel. That is something that when I get into the room, people are smiling, people are happy. That's an attribute that should not be discounted. So when I realized that, and then I started now asking for it. You disrupt the system a little bit when you start doing that. When you start saying, hey, you guys are paying me this, I think I should be paid more. Why? Based on ABCD. I see the numbers here, I'm seeing the graph, this is growing better. I see that we have 6 advertisers on this show. I think I need to be paid better. I think I'm doing better in social media, my interactions, my delivery. I think I need to be paid better. I think I need to be treated better. I need more time. I need to be catered to as well as a man in this relationship. That is well. And when you do that, when you get your own nonsense attitude and you value yourself, it makes it so easy to see value in other people. Because when I feel, now you, and how must they be feeling if they're not treated well? It's how I was feeling when I was not treated well. So you begin to treat other people
vizuri.
Yeah.
All right. There's something you've mentioned about a show. Sindio? So hii show nataka kuuliza pia incorporate pia this digital space. having pioneered a show like 10 over 10, yeah? What do you think is the future of Kenyan youthful music? What do you think should be done to make sure hatuna artists wana hit for a season, like 1 year and they are gone, 1 year, like in other places tunaona mtu anasukuma 10 years bado kwa game, 15 years bado anakumbukwa, una get. But here you having interacted with the youth na muziki yao in 10 over 10 for all that while and wabebe, ni nini unafeel inaweza fanywa different?
Well, I think one is just the consistency and not to get tired of constantly putting out music. You will have, as an artist, 1 album or 2, maybe, or songs or 2 where they don't do as much as you wanted. I mean, even Eminem had your album making it a relapse. That was crazy. But that doesn't mean you stop making music. I think you need to continue. First, you need consistency. Then you need structure and systems. And for us, the reason why sometimes, because making music is money, right? So if you don't have the money, then sometimes you're not consistent, not because you don't want to, but because you don't have the resources anymore to continue making the music. And sometimes that's the biggest case, because we don't have a remuneration, for lack of a better system, that works. MCSK, hizi vitu zote zinapatia watu hapa 3K nini. The reason why artists can get into major beefs like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and talk about even other people's children is because they know that day, if they get to this beef and their song is played, wanapata royalties. They get their checks in the mail from the song being played. Hapa songs are just played on mainstream media, etc. Hakuna mtu analipa. The royalties, probably if kama analipa maybe waseme. But there's no structure to continually pay. Now it's changing. Now that Kodong Clan and all these guys can have their own show and it is sold out on their own. Now that yani hata listening party unazaita watu na wakuja wamejaa. That one artist Keithan, Kinoti can do their own shows na zimejaa. That even for creators, stand-up comedians, Austin Mungai, all these people can do their shows. Na imejaa. It shows that now, because these systems did not exist, people have now found a way to support their own. Now that Mic Check podcast and all these other podcasts can do their podcasts, na inajaa. It shows that, number one, you have your own community and your own niche, and it shows that you can grow. So, that is to say, as a musician, first of all, if it's music, make music that is relatable. Stick to your sound, then collaborate. So that as you collaborate, don't compete, collaborate. You can grow and pick from that person's audience to come into your audience. Like now what Kodong Clan wanafanya. All these people love Okelo Max, who love Charisma, who love Mordecai, Ben Soul. Now they're all put in this spot as this group. But then also individually they're doing amazing things like Tire ya Okelo Max. Ni song ya kijaka. Watu wajui inamaanisha nini. Watu hapo yawa, hawa mitaya. Habibi na sina but hujui hata Miel Koda Martin kapo kisemo taya. Unajua inamaanisha nini? But unaimba. So you see, it's not, if you just stick to your craft. Okelo Max has not changed. He's not done Afrobeat. He's just been singing consistently Luo, Afropop, or whatever you call it. But it's been consistent. And now he's found his people, his niche, because we appreciate the talent. That's why we could listen to Lingala music and appreciate it. So stick to your niche, and your people will come. And then collaborate and grow and and find other ways to make revenue. As we work on fixing this MCSK, let's find other ways to make revenue by doing your gigs, by uploading your stuff on Spotify through third parties so they don't take all your rights, to your iTunes music, to your gigs, all of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about digital media.
Yes.
Do you think this is the future? And if this is the future, how do you think mainstream media, which inaitwa mainstream, yes, but tunaelekea zinaweza geuzana. Zinaweza geuzana, si ndio? How do you think wanaweza balance ndo wasibaki nyuma na the new technology that is coming, and also for content creators. Now that you launched, of course, now this is the opportunity to tell us about Wabebe XP.
Wabebe.
Yes.
This is the future, to answer your question.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you think they can capitalize other content creators with this digital media?
First of all, I think that this is the future. Shameless plug for my thesis. For my thesis, I did a study on digital convergence, and I was looking at legacy media and how basically the theory of digital convergence has come about and how they're implementing it. And even just for WebXP, basically, it's just a platform to give the voice back to the people. So yes, we have the studios, which people can come and create content, hoping by help of Baraza Media to subsidize some of that so that it's easier for the youth to create content, or anybody really to create content, because you could, even if you're not a creator per se, you could be a medfluencer, you could be somebody who has done medicine, but you want to create content around medicine. So you could be a lawyer and you want to create content around law. So it's for content creators, but it's also for even career people who want to change. You could be somebody who does fashion and you have a stall in town, but you're knowledgeable about fashion and putting this together, and you want to do that. So this Wabebe XP creates that opportunity for you to do that. It also creates an opportunity for other shows that we're trying. So from Monday to Monday, we need you engaged. So we have music, we have Hustle Tani, talking about the hustle, just touching on everybody's culture. The vibe, we have Keroma about food, the vibe about youth-centered conversations, the countdown for music, and our show family, Alexis. So that is happening there. Then the platform is Wabebe XP. Then you have the studios. Then you have the Creators Academy as well, which is going to be a program that teaches people sawa tunashoot na easy gadgets, but also ukishoot a camera, your phone, lighting inafaa kwaje, what are you editing with? Are you using Canva, Final Cut, Adobe? What is available to you, CapCut? How do you do that? Finances, how are you making money? How do you manage your finances? How do you brand? How do you present yourself? How do you create a pitch deck? All those things. So that's another program as well. So I think that's why I said this is the future. And if you read a book called The Blue Ocean Strategy, they talk about the fact that back in legacy media, and you know it, always look at things in terms of competition, right? So who's number one, who has the most viewership, who has the what, right? But where we are moving now with the digital space and digital convergence is applying the blue ocean strategies. The red ocean is competition, the blue ocean is collaboration. So the future is then this legacy media collaborating. It happens in the US. Comcast was primarily a Wi-Fi internet service provider. But they grew so much and they realized, hey, we need to buy this. So they bought, I think NBC, or I'm not sure, they bought another major media house. They merged. Disney is also trying to buy somebody else. They bought Pixar, they bought all these things. Warner Brothers has been bought. All these people are buying each other to stay relevant. Even latest, Canal Plus has now bought MultiChoice. That is, why would a French firm come to buy this African firm? Because they realize that these guys, first of all, we can collaborate and grow, right? And grow our revenues. So the future is collaboration. If legacy media want to make it, they need to collaborate with Wabebe. Wakuje tuwaonyesha town.
Yes. Buofa.
Yeah.
I think umeimalizia vizuri hapo. Na wewe, sijaona show yako. Taja show mingi sana zinafanyika kwa Wabebe.
Kweli?
Yes. Na wewe?
Manake,
do we expect to see you creating content? Ama sasa umevaa koti tofauti?
Koti niko nayo mingi. I'm really okay. So for one of the things I was really trying to do na Wabebe, you could take your back seat and to let other creators now have the platform and use my voice and my platforms and my pages to amplify other people. But nikisikia ile mwito, ile mwito, who knows? It has to be a show that will be very different. I don't know how I can do it different, but I'm still thinking about it.
So tusikongoje kwa TV ama radio?
Basi, kama kuna mtu anaweza nilipa juu ya milioni maybe. Now we can talk. But for now, my eyes have seen the glory of heaven. But I there's a thing about how, there's this movie called Deep Blue Sea. LL Cool J. It was about sharks. These sharks, I seen some doctor alikuwa inject, then they became smarter. So kulikuwa na time there was a shark, it was gnawing, eating, chewing at the fence not to go into the open waters, which they didn't want to do. So ujamaa ndo stop your shark, alijikata hivi, when sharks smell blood, alijikata hivi, akaruka kwa maji. Hii shark ilikuwa ujamaa lingendo shark stop. Ikatane. Now because they were injected, they were faster. Bwana ile ilimaliza mtu. But sasa mimi ni kama hiyo shark. Mimi ni shanusa damu ya freedom. Sasa kunirudisha.
Yes. Ni mtu ajikate mkono.
Maybe ajikate mkono.
Aruke ndani ya maji.
Aruke ndani ya maji. But I'm more open for collaborations. And that's not I don't say it in a kiburi way, but it's just where I'm at now. And if that works, for me now, I'm really looking at impact. How are the things I'm doing impacting other people? And how can we continue to make a change so that we change this space? And I think until we start doing it, and that's why I'm happy with us here at Wawebe XP. I'm happy with what Chris is doing at CH Studios. I'm happy with what Makideo is doing there. I'm happy with what you're doing here. Let's cause as much as disruption as possible and be as independent as possible, because Daniel Priestley in his book Key Person of Influence, he talks about how there is there's the niche, and then there's a micro niche. There is media, then now micro niche, sports, right? So for you to be a key person of influence, you have to be influential in your micro niche. So when they talk about sports in Kenya, Walipa Shatter Boy in there, you know. So when they talk about entertainment, they should in there like swimwear, because swimwear gets in there. So when they talk about comedy, they should target somebody. When they talk about art, they should target somebody. When they talk about digital, they should target our baby. So you need to be a key person of influence in your space.
Yes.
That's when, and he says that key persons of influence are the ones who are called to the table. And many times they're the ones who get wind of deals fast. And then kama wazipenda wasema, tupenda wacha turudishia watu wengine. So the aim is to be that key person of influence. Perfect. So that siku moja wakiita pale media owners, tuko ndani.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Mtu akisikia ukipeana advice hivyo hawezi fikiri una support Manchester United. Funga show.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Manchester United show. Asanteni sana. Listen, asante sana for Shatter Boy for hosting me hapa kwenye Beyond the Game. Unfortunately, he still supports Arsenal. I don't think that will ever change, so he is condemned. But anyway, asanteni sana. Listen, I think what we can say is this: Beyond the game is that, as I always say, successful people look like you. God loves you, and that will never ever change. Keep on putting your best foot forward. Keep moving strong. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Don't. And the worst thing is, people can tell you everything, but never believe them if it is nothing about you. Tyler Perry says it's not what people call you, it is what you answer to. So don't be answering to things. If they call you a thief, now even you're saying, hey, maybe I'm a thief. Wachana na yo mambo. Live life in your own set of rules. Make sure you know that you're here on purpose for a purpose, that every problem you're going through right now has an expiry date, and that there is enough room everywhere for everybody to be a success. So don't struggle, don't compete, collaborate, grow with people, get a team behind you, and as Joel Austin says, put God first place in your life, and He'll take you places you've never even dreamed of.
More life. Next week, same place, same time. Wabebe!